Welcome to YouTube Creator News, where I keep YouTubers like you up to date with everything that's happening on YouTube that impacts content creators. Today, we have some exciting news for podcasters, for people with iPhones, and people that use YouTube Shorts, starting with, we got some serious business we have to talk about as well. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the year-end tax forms are available if you are a monetized creator in your AdSense account. In order to access this, you want to go to your AdSense account at adsense.google.com. From there, click on your payments, and then you want to click on payments info, then click manage settings, and then scroll to your payments profile and click edit next to the United States tax info. And this is all for US citizens, by the way. Select manage tax info, and then scroll down to tax reporting in 1099 slash 1042 forms. They will be available under documents. So you want to make sure that you are keeping an eye out for that so that you can pull those records if you are a monetized creator, because you're going to need that for your taxes. In addition to that, if you are a content creator that does podcasts or plans to do podcasts in the future, as you have already noticed inside of your YouTube studio, they already have the little podcast tab in there, but now they have it to where you can actually create the podcasts. And now with this, it's going to be rolling out to all creators, and it's already started. Your podcast, if you have one, it's going to also show up in YouTube Music in the United States, which is a huge win for content creators, because then that way it's just one more point where people can discover you. Whereas typically podcasts just have trouble with discovery. So this is huge. In addition to that, to create a new podcast, all you have to do is create a new playlist in terms of how it works. And then you turn an existing playlist into a podcast. From there, you want to add a square podcast thumbnail. You're going to see all this in the actual setup process. And it's square, not 16 by 9 like, regular videos are, because this is going to end up showing up, all over the place. But you want to go into the podcast tab and settings, and they also are going to have separate podcast analytics, which is going to be really cool as well. So it's going to be separate from the analytics that you get on your regular video content. So when it comes to podcasts, if you're a content creator, this is really great news for you. So another thing to consider when it comes to podcasts, for those of you that do long form content like live streams, for example, if you have live streams that you do on a regular basis, one thing that you might want to consider is kind of modifying everything in a way that would also make it to where it would be a really good podcast if somebody were to listen to it on a podcast, so that you can structure things in the right way, maybe add some, audio branding and things like that, that would make it actually feel like a podcast. So then you could have the live experience that you would be able to benefit from. You would have the actual replay of the video content itself on your YouTube channel that you'd be able to benefit from. And you would also be able to show up in YouTube Music as the podcast as well. So just something to consider there. I actually, shortly before the stream, I created one for Nimmin Live as well. Even though we have that available on other podcast platforms, I wanted to create one just to kind of go through the process and see what was involved. Super easy. So if you're making long form content, this is, one way that you also might be able to get more reach on that, but make sure that you are thinking about, content, appropriate. Which means that, if you are doing a live stream and you're just sitting there and just kind of like hanging out, not really doing anything, then in that particular case, probably not the best for a podcast. But if you're doing something where you're talking a lot, then, setting things up structurally so that it would make a good podcast is definitely something to consider. The next thing that we have on our list here is if you are on an iPhone, rolling out now, and Android users had this already, but rolling out now, they have it to where you are going to be able to select a thumb from your shorts. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to be able to upload a custom thumbnail. This means that during your upload process that you can actually go in and you can choose a frame from your short to use as the actual thumbnail for it, because we know that, some types of things work better with shorts when it comes to the thumb. And, part of that, just like on regular YouTube videos, if somebody does get presented that thumb and they're not in the feed, but they're in like the mobile feed where they see those like 3 or 4 previews, then, being able to pull them in is definitely a win. So this is something you want to use. But in order to try this out, if you have the feature enabled, if you don't have it, you will have it soon if you're on an iPhone. But What you need to do is record or import a video with the Shorts camera, then navigate to the final upload screen. From there, don't publish it. From there, you want to tap the pencil icon that's overlaid over the thumbnail of your video. Then you want to scrub along your video's timeline to pick a thumbnail and then hit done, and then you upload your short. So one thing that they do note is that it's not currently possible to change the thumbnail after your short has been uploaded, but they look forward to bringing that feature in the future. So it is going to be, to where we might be able to modify that in the future. But as of right now, we're able to, select it, which is pretty awesome. In addition to that, this comes from the Creator Insider's YouTube channel. If you're using audio dubs, YouTube is going to be rolling out new analytics for those. It's not available yet, but it's something that they're kind of teasing. So once that is available, of course, I will let you know here. And if you are a content creator and you want to make sure that you don't miss out on any YouTube news at all, make sure you subscribe. And that's the news. Oh, and by the way, if you are a regular viewer of my channel, I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. It's my birthday weekend, so I'm going to be doing birthday stuff. So have a great rest of your weekend. I will be publishing a video, though, but have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you next week.